Let there be justice for all. Let there be peace for all. Let there be work, bread, water, and salt for all.
Inspirational remarks by the country's first democratically elected President Nelson Mandela after years of fighting for a fair and just society to the poor and the marginalized. This brought with it a hope of a better life. The day unmasked a hopeful nation as Madiba spoke.
We commit ourselves to the construction of a complete, just, and lasting peace.
Almost 3 decades since the sunset on the draconian rule in South Africa, this year marks 29 years since the ushering in of democracy, and in 2024, South Africa will elect the 7th democratic administration. But the journey of democracy hasn't been easy for many South Africans. Currently, the country is grappling with the worst socio-economic crisis, from unemployment to high cost of living. To make things worse, it remains to be the most unequal society in the world, according to the World Bank report. And as the country approaches 3 decades of democracy, the hope that ignited on May the 10th, 29 years ago, is slowly fading away.
There is a lot that has changed. It's like we have shifted away from the principles that Nelson Mandela has given us.
You can't just look after one crowd and ignore the other crowd. You know, we all make South Africa, we're all South Africans. So, no hope, we've gone backwards.
For Zunisani Kubai, the spark of a better South Africa is losing its glitter.
I don't trust anything. They say things will get better, but they never. Under Mandela, things were smooth.
But Joseph Fix says, in fact, the wheels started coming off the rail in 1994. He says, for the country to be like this, it's because of Mandela. Then Thabo Mbeki came in. Then it was Zuma who made things worse. Today, the country has a lot of problems. National Director at Lawyers for Human Rights, Wayne Ngube, says, even though some South Africans have a leg to stand on, things are not as they were before 1994.
When we look at how things are now as compared to how they were 30 years ago, obviously it's night and day. We have a lot more freedoms. A lot of groups have a lot more freedoms. We have access to a lot more things, but those rights have not been complemented with socioeconomic rights and the redistribution of wealth, redistribution of land.
Ngube argues that even though democracy is a project, the fact still remains that political parties' inability to respond to people's needs is the cause of the problem.
The thing is, democracy is a project, and South Africa has had a lot of challenges with the project of democracy here. Our political parties have not been responsive to people's needs, and the more their popularity has waned, the less responsive that they've become.
Now, as the debate continues on what democracy is, the question is, does it hold a different meaning based on your social standing in society? SABC News, Johannesburg.